Welcome back to a special secret bonus episode of FANomena. This is the season 3 FANomena episode. It's like a little Easter egg. So, well done. You found it. Yeah, this is just kind of a little fun bonus episode we do at the end of every season since we just wrapped up season 3 before we take a quick break. It's basically just to make it so that we can go over your personal FANomena stories, of which there are many. Today I have 3 for you, which is perfect because we just rounded out season 3. So, it's amazing. That takes coordination. Without further ado, let's get right into it, shall we? Our first story is by our lovely, amazing coordinator, FANomena coordinator, Ashley. Thank you so much, Ashley. She is amazing. She is the goat. She's a goat, actually. What if she's just a goat and the whole script is just bah? No, she really is the goat, though, as the kids say. No, do the kids still say it? I don't know. It's probably like something else now, but you know what I mean. She is honestly a godsend. I don't know what I would do without her. And she mentioned she had a personal experience with sleep paralysis after we launched our sleep paralysis episode in season 3. So I was like, oh my God, send it. And she did. Let's get into it. So my sleep paralysis experience happened when I was in college. See, I hate that when it happens when you're like fully an adult, because if it's like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, did I remember that right? But if you're an adult, you're like, no, I saw what I saw. I know exactly what I saw. And I saw what I saw. So this happened while I was still in college, still living at my parents' house while attending our local university. That night, I was sleeping in my childhood bed, which is obviously very comforting and safe for me, when I suddenly woke up in the middle of the night. No. At first, I wasn't sure why, but then I thought I heard my bedroom door opening. It was strange. My door was always closed when I slept. I don't know if the sound was real or just a dream, but when I looked over, I saw the door slowly glide open. This is the part where I want to ask if like there was a draft, was your window open, but probably not. Hate that. Hate the slow creaking of the door. I already just like don't like the dark, but add sounds and creepy doors opening and no, I'd like turn on all the lights immediately. I remember trying to focus my eyes really hard in the dark so I could confirm whether I was imagining this or not. Then a figure appeared in the doorway. No, see, this is what I was worried about. Ashley, please. I'm glad you're safe now. It was a tall, dark shadow, no face, no features, just a silhouette. Where's his face? Just like Bell Witch. No, not the Bell Witch. Oh my God. Which is iconic, but just like the brown lady of Raynham Hall, Miss Dorothy, where were her eyes? Where's this guy's face? Why are they missing features? He has no features, actually, just a silhouette. I know people say that when you have sleep paralysis, you can't talk, but I remember watching this figure standing there and me calling out, Mom? The moment the word left my mouth, my stomach dropped. It was as if my brain immediately realized that is not my mom. Ooh, I wonder if you like actually said it or if you thought you said it. I don't know, just because a lot of people with sleep paralysis, they're like, I can't move. But then like, what if you, I don't know, honestly. I'm glad that you were able to say something, but then that makes it even scarier because it's like, is it sleep paralysis? That makes it more real. You know what I mean? If you can say something, you're like, oh, maybe I'm not dreaming. I hate this. At that point, whether from true sleep paralysis or pure terror, I couldn't move. I laid there frozen as the shadow slowly glided across the room until it stood right next to my bed. What is it with these sleep paralysis demons and like going right up to you? They just like, they need to just be right there. Maybe they have really poor eyesight. I don't know. Maybe we should get them all glasses. That might solve the sleep paralysis pandemic. If we just provided all the sleep paralysis demons glasses, they'd be like, okay, I could stand over here. I can still see you. I don't have to come any closer. And that's better than nothing. And then, can I swear? Because it fucking levitated. Yes, you can swear. And it is, especially when it's to make a point like that. Because why is this shadowy silhouette levitating after going right next to the bed? The figure rose into the air, hovering directly above me, perfectly aligned with my body. Oh my God, yeah, that's the other thing. It's so interesting how similar so many sleep paralysis stories are because it's like literally, so it's like right above her, like parallel. I was lying flat on my back and it was parallel to me, about 6 inches above me. That's too close. I hate that. Although the figure had no face, no eyes, nothing to really see, I swear to you, I felt it staring into my eyes. Felt it. The felt is italicized, okay? She felt it in her bones. It was an intense feeling, and because I was frozen, I couldn't look away. My mind went blank. No. And that totally makes sense because I feel like a lot of people say that when they feel they're being watched, even if you don't know what's watching you, it's still that like, hair in the back of your neck standing up because someone's there, but I don't know who. I mean, in this case, you know who's staring at you, but you don't know from where. They have no eyes. What is it with the whole missing eyes thing? I hate it. It hovered like that for like 10 to 15 long seconds. And then, without a sound, it floated upward straight into the ceiling and was gone. Okay, why did he use the door then? If he could just float in and out of ceilings. That seems inefficient, but okay. It's so so dramatic. Oh my God. I stayed for, like, the sleep paralysis demons they're all about the theatrics, clearly. I stayed frozen on my back, trying to process what had just happened. What the hell was that? Did I imagine it? Did that really just happen? Eventually, I fell back asleep. Brave, I know. Yeah, seriously, because, like, was it it must have been middle of the night. You woke up, didn't know what time it was, but I assumed the sun wasn't, like, out or coming out anytime soon. So, wow, that's crazy that you fell back asleep. Or were you asleep the whole time? I don't know. But that moment never left me. Even now, 10 years later, I still refuse to sleep on my back because you're afraid it's gonna levitate. Oh my God. I've become a stomach sleeper out of pure fear. If I wake up on my back, I panic and immediately roll over. Oh my God, no. I'm so sorry. I remember Ashley mentioning this to me because she was like, yeah, I don't sleep on my back because I have a terrifying sleep paralysis story. And I was like, do tell. Send it over because I need FANomena stories ASAP. So I'm so glad that you sent it over because this fully makes sense and I completely understand. Because if I had a traumatic experience on like in a specific position, I wouldn't want to invoke those memories either. That's so terrifying. Have you slept in your childhood bed since? Or in your childhood room, rather? I wonder. I know, like, Ashley herself is a mom now because she's literally a queen. I love her so much. She's amazing. I'm not sure what that was exactly, but I freaked out even telling the story because I'm so afraid it'll happen again. No, I think you're fine. I think you're fine. If it hasn't happened since then, I'm so sorry that you can't sleep on your back anymore. That is really annoying. I'm a side sleeper myself, so I don't really like sleeping on my back. I've definitely woken up on my back before. I don't fall asleep on my back, so it's not even that comfortable. You're really not missing out on that much. Unless there's people listening or watching that are back sleepers, in which case, you're the weird one. Think about that. Riddle me that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ashley. That makes total sense. And I wonder, like, would you ever want to share that with your kids? That'd be interesting. Hopefully they never experience like a sleep paralysis situation or anything in their childhood bedroom. Oh my God. I don't know. What is it about childhood bedrooms? And what is it about demons and monsters under the bed? It's like children are just like more perceptive to it. So I wonder, even though you were an adult, because you were in your childhood bedroom, if like that's how it was able to get in. But it's just weird that it went in through the door and then disappeared through the ceiling. Okay. Like he was just showing off at that point. Like, we get it. You're transparent or whatever. Or, he can go through walls. Yay. Cool. Our next story is also about sleep paralysis. Wow. Didn't realize that the sleep paralysis episode in season 3 was going to get so many stories and that so many people have experienced a similar situation. Yikes. That was like probably one of the creepier episodes we had in season 3. So I guess, does that make this bonus episode creepy? Kind of. All right, this next story is by Steven, listener and viewer of the pod, Steven. Hey there, long-time listener, first-time writer. Love when things start like that. I love it. I saw you mentioning sleep paralysis demons, so it made me think of my experiences. Yes. I'm pretty sure I also told Steven, like, he, like, started writing something, and I was like, you need to email me the full story. Give me the deets now. And he was like, and he obliged, so thank you. Sleep paralysis is pretty terrifying. You don't say. But I am a bit of a horror fanatic, same. So I kind of learned what triggered it with mine. So I can sort of prompt it if I really want to, and I'll do it sometimes for fun. What? What? Okay, this actually reminds me of lucid dreaming, which is going to be in season 4, the next season, which you definitely have to come back for because like lucid dreaming is all about being able to control that part. So interesting. I didn't know that you could like lucid sleep paralyze yourself. That's crazy. In hindsight, I think my very first experience with it was when I was a child at about 6 years old. See, again, with the whole child thing, or the veil between the other world and the children's world is paper thin. So I was a child about 6 years old, and I vividly remember being asleep in my room and waking up to what I thought was a demon dog at the time, which absolutely terrified me for years. Yeah. Ooh, what? Dog? That reminds me of a Demogorgon from Stranger Things. Typically, my sleep paralysis will go like this. Ooh. I'll wake up facing the ceiling. Why is it always up? It happens when you're on your back. Ashley, you're totally right. I'll wake up facing the ceiling and be unable to move my arms, legs, etc., completely paralyzed except for some eye movement. When I've woken up a little more, I will typically experience some sort of auditory hallucination. I've never seen anything with my eyes, but I usually feel like it's a woman, but it will typically be right next to my ear and growling this unbelievable deep sound. This is horrifying. This will usually lead me to attempt to scream, only to have it caught in my chest as if my mouth has been taped shut. No matter how hard I try to let out a scream, nothing will happen. Ooh, again, with like the whole thing where a lot of people have said that they experience the pressure on the chest. In this case, maybe she was like stopping you from screaming somehow. I don't know. After the initial panic, nowadays, I'm able to recognize that I'm having a sleep paralysis episode, and it's either a matter of forcing myself back to sleep or continuing to struggle until slowly I'm able to move again. I would compare it to a feeling of gravity holding you down. Yeah. Or this mystery sleep paralysis demon holding you down. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not a great storyteller, but yes, you are. Don't sell yourself short, Stephen. That was great. Very vividly told. But that's the gist of my experiences. And after dealing with it for a while, I'm pretty confident that a lot of demon/paranormal stories can probably be attributed to this. I still believe in the paranormal, though. Keep up the spooky tales. Yay! Thanks so much for listening and watching, Stephen, and just following along with FANomena in general. I appreciate you so much. And this is super interesting because, yeah, like I said, it's cool to have done an episode on sleep paralysis, which Angel wrote. She's joining our writing crew full time for season 4, which I'm very excited. It's fun to have gone from that episode where we like researched it on our own and then now comparing people's like actual experiences. Because again, it's kind of, there's similarities in that the whole chest pressure thing, a lot of the times the like feeling of being paralyzed, obviously, except for the eye movement. That's really interesting, Stephen, that you could like move your eyes, but you can't see who it is. So it's like, obviously moving your eyes is only as good as like how far your head can move, right? So like if you can't turn your head to see her because she's like whispering in your ear, that's, hate that. No, I don't like it at all. So I'm glad you survived. And that's crazy that you could like trigger it whenever you want. I don't know why you would want that, but there you go. That's like a superpower. Interesting. And for the final and remaining FANomena story, it's from Ben. Yay, Ben! Ben was one of our first loyal fans, shall I say. He always comments on all the videos. I love it because it gives me something to respond to. It gives me a pulse, an idea of like how the episode is, how it did, like how he's liking it and how other people might like it. And it's super fun to like get the feedback right away. So thank you again, Ben. I appreciate you so much. And keep it up. I love it. I think in one of our exchanges, he mentioned that there's like the Mandela effect about a color that the human eye can see best. And I think it was as a result of us talking about the mantis shrimp, which, fun fact, I went to a drag trivia that my friend Nova hosted. It was awesome. She does an awesome job at hosting the trivia. And one of the questions was, which marine animal can punch so hard that it can't be kept in a regular tank? And it's the mantis shrimp because they're OP as hell. And also they can see like 12 or 16 or something like primary colors where we can see 3, which is insane. And so we were talking about that. And he mentioned there's like a Mandela effect about the color that the human eye can see best. And so I was like, oh my God, send it to me, please. So here's what I wrote on the gram in quotes. Oh yeah, it was via Instagram we were talking. I had actually picked yellow 595 nm as my favorite color back when electronics was first an Asperger's fixation. And one textbook said yellow was the color the eye can see best. But later, like a Mandela effect, the same textbook changed to saying green, 532 nanometers instead. Okay, so it was 595, now it's 532. Whoa. That's crazy. Also, green laser pointers are cool with being able to see the beam in low light levels, like with star pointing at night. Oh, interesting. I mean, my favorite color is green right now, so clearly, hello. I wonder, whenever that happens, I wonder, like, if you woke up in another dimension in which, for some reason, the best color the human eye can see is green instead of yellow. But he went on to say, and I don't remember for certain which textbook it was, maybe Getting Started with Electronics or one of the Mini Engineers notebooks by Forrest Mims III. Ooh, Forrest Mims? That's my alter ego. That's just my Wook name, Forrest Mims III. That's amazing. That's iconic. Or one of the other electronics textbooks my dad had bought me from Radio Shack. Radio Shack, R.I.P. R.I.P. Radio Shack. And R.I.P. Blockbuster. Man, remember when we used to like go outside and do things? Would you have to like go outside and buy stuff? Those are the days. So Radio Shack, which had that store's logo on it. Later, I bought a few more textbooks from Half Price Books. Love Half Price Books. Oh, Half Price Books is the best. Little mini plug for Half Price Books because it's so good. It's great. It's literally Half Price Books. And you can get games, like both board games and like some video games, but they have really, really great books and they're half price. So it's perfect. It's great. And a lot of the times you find really cool books. In Crystal, Minnesota. But that was in 2009. So while I know at least I had yellow as my favorite color back in the 90s, I think it was like the mid 2000s when I finally had a day off from the 2 crappy jobs I worked at. Ugh, relatable. That I went to reread one of them. So probably one of the Mini Engineers books since I was living at motels then and kept a backpack worth of my own items on with me and saw it. It said green instead of yellow. Anyways, take care, Mimi, and everyone else reading/editing this, Ben. Yay! Thanks, Ben. That is so, thank you for expanding on that, by the way, because I like told him, like, tell me more. Like, what do you mean? When was this? So that's super fascinating. I'm glad that you like pinpointed exactly like which book. And I know that feeling of like being so certain that you saw one thing, but it's another all of a sudden. And you're like, no, like reality changed. Like, I swear, like the Berenstein bit, that's mine. I think. I don't know. I don't know so much about the Mandela, like the Nelson Mandela thing, because I don't think I was like really around or like aware of what was going on when Nelson Mandela like died in jail apparently, but then he didn't because he got released. I think we have the Mandela effect on the list for a later season. It might be like season 5 or something. So we'll definitely cover that and that'll be interesting. But that was a good little preview of what's to come. And of course, this is to say that if you have any personal FANomena experiences or legends or stories or literally anything that falls within the realm of like unexplained or anything that you want to share, please email us at phenomena.cases@gmail.com or feel free to comment on the video, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Like I said, we're going to be off next week, but I will post a fun bonus episode. I'm going to post the episode where John and I are opening the Pokepack cards because I'd mentioned it already a couple of times. I'll post it on Patreon first, a week before, and then it'll go live on YouTube. So when we're technically off, so it's going to be like anyway, I'll at least have something for you guys to see. And then we'll be back for season 4. Crazy. Anyway, thank you so much. And remember, you can always explore the rabbit hole without falling all the way down. Stay vigilant, be safe, and I'll see you next week. No, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.